Hi guys, thank you for stopping by. My name is Jermaine, aka Jay, and welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
If we go back to football, BT took responsibility of sponsoring the women's game, and as a result of that, what's happened is that there's been more pressure, from the governing bodies being like, we need to push this more. So that teams like Man United, who traditionally said we'll never have a women's team, because they had pressure by UEFA to do it, that's what forced them to do it.
You can't find this struggle in paradise. Like, there's no struggle in paradise.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you have that struggle where you're not getting paid a lot, where you have to fund most of your equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more of a grit and
To try and get, of course.
there.
All right, so over to you, Kojo, because you mentioned boxing. And just before we get on to you, boxing has become even more popular now. I feel based on I guess my own experience. I used to hear about boxing every now and again. This only when like the top fighters were fighting. But I feel like now it's become an even more
It's had another golden era. I think it had its era, like back in the day.
Yeah.
Boxing was the biggest thing on earth. Boxing was bigger than football. The early days, the Tyson era, the Ray Leonard eras, all of them. That was massive. Then it went through a slump. I think through the early 2000s, and you had the May. Don't get me wrong, Mayweather was massive, but it was kind of a bit more of a defensive, boring style for the normal viewers.
I don't think I've ever watched a Mayweather.
Yeah, but for the normal viewers, for boxing fans, I'm sure you appreciate Mayweather. I appreciate Mayweather, but now the resurgence of the heavyweight division, AJ getting knocked out the other day.
Can we talk about that?
Do you think that's does that make it more exciting, or do you think that's kind of people that were fans of AJ are kind of okay?
No, I think excitement comes in different. I think excitement comes in different ways and for different reasons. Let's talk about the briefly just before we get to your view, and you can give us sort of your insight on it based on your experiences boxing and so forth, right? The fight between AJ and Mr. Andy Ruiz. How do we find that one?
Wait, did everyone watch it?
I thought it was always coming.
Yeah.
I thought it was always coming.
Did you hear about it though?
I heard about it.
Yeah, I thought it was always coming. Styles make fights at the end of the day. AJ struggles with smaller, quick hands. He just struggled.
But he struggled. He struggled as an amateur because he ran out of steam. There was no endurance.
The thing is,
is that a professional?
I've got a question. As a boxing amateur, I don't know anything about boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a little bit about physiology and as the human body. How does a person in that, in that shape be a person
It goes back to any sport.
Okay.
The physical aspects are only a minute part of sport.
Okay.
Technical and mentality overpower physical attributes anytime. But football, athletics, whatever it is, if you got the right mentality and I could teach someone, I could coach a child how to kick a ball with power. I could say, hit that ball as hard as you can. If that's all I said, but I then coach someone else to hit it with the right technique at the right timing, who was so much smaller and had no power, they will hit it harder.
Would you say if that child didn't have the fitness to be in the right place at the right time, would that child then be able to make it? So my question is it that boxing doesn't require a certain type of fitness, or is it just...
No, it does. It does. But
there's different types of fitness.
Yeah.
Kojo, you're going to end this one. Don't worry. You're going to have the biggest say for this one.
You get fat fit, don't you? You get people who are fit, but they don't look it because they don't look after the body in between.
No, that's
and
not
then
it.
you look at Bruno, one of the best, most famous British boxers, but he was too muscle bound.
Yeah.
And he used to get tied up, and he used to run out of steam really quick because he had to get all that energy into those muscles. It took his energy out, and he used to get caught cold. And I think AJ looked a little bit pumped up this time, and he just didn't look himself. He looked really. If you look as he's coming into the ring walk, he didn't look like he was focused.
Well, there's a rumour going around that he got knocked out in sparring, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a rumour he got knocked out in sparring. But there's
I
rumours.
heard
So
he
here-
had a panic attack.
No,
and then
I don't
his
think he had
dad
a
was
panic.
like, he wanted to pull him out the fight.
Well, you see his
They
dad
didn't
shouting
want
at Eddie
to,
Hearn at the end of the fight. His dad was like, "Why did you let him fight?" And like, JJ's like, "It's not him, it was me." Like, and you see his dad shouting in Eddie Hearn's
I
face.
heard that he had shook hands with Drake.
So he was doing the WWE thing, like, hey, like, no, he was doing that. All that stuff. And yeah, the one with Drake, they were like, wait, what's he doing?
Drake
But
has-
there was talk
Go on,
that he was
Kojo,
out
jump in.
partying with Drake.
Yeah. Kojo is ready to
Itching.
take this one. So give it to
Knock
us.
us out.
Give it to us.
I just think, why don't just people just say, you know what, Andy Reese was the better man,
Yeah.
and he won. There was no, like Andy Joshua said, look, basically, I have no excuses why I lost. Why don't we just take the word for it and saying, look, obviously, the man they fought, Styles make fights, his style was just better on the day.
Yeah.
It might have just been one of those days.
Was it
Because-
give credit where credit's due?
give credit where it's due, because listen, no one expected Andy Reese to win.
No.
Yeah.
No one expected Leicester to win the league.
There you go.
Yeah.
So why does just be like, you know what? Forget all the speculation. Oh, he should have done that. He should have done this. He should have done that. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Why not? Oh, you know what? He just lost. But then, just saying that, we have to blame Floyd. Blame Floyd, because Floyd changed the game in many ways in terms of boxing. Fighters used to fight each other, regardless. They'll win, they'll lose. Look how many, if you look at Lennox Lewis, he lost multiple times. Muhammad Ali lost multiple times. We go back to Sugar Ray Robertson, who people say was one of the best boxers in the world. He lost many times,
But that's because they weren't afraid to fight each other.
But now, because Floyd, why I say blame Floyd Mayweather,
Oh, I changed the
O.
Yeah.
He made the O feel
Yeah.
special. Everyone's a little bit more protective and of
That
their
record.
of that record,
Okay.
that brand, because obviously they're kind of conscious of, oh, if I fight this person, I might lose that.
Yeah.
But you see, what I don't get with this,
Yeah.
okay, because when I watch a match, okay, and I'm seeing man getting hit, doesn't go down, but the champion will still win it, even though he hasn't put in as much effort as the other person. You know, I don't understand.
I don't know how the scoring was.
Yeah, how they
Do you
do
know?
this?
No, do you know what it is? Boxing's very corrupt. Don't ever get twisted.
Right.
Boxing's very corrupt. So to go and dethrone a champion, you've either got to knock them out or you've got to completely outbox them. It's
And that's
hard.
not even
So
that's not
it's
even enough outboxing them. Look what happened
but-
with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's you've got to do the utmost to dethrone a champion. Like, and that's where the politics come into boxing. That's where viewers, where sponsorships, all of that comes into boxing. Where it's like, he's a star. He's a star. There's been fights that I've seen like with Mayweather, which is close, and I was like, yo, like, did he lose that one? Or it's a bit. Do you know what I mean? But he got the result because he's
Of who he is.
He's a champion.
But
at
the
the end.
scoring's so subjective.
The scoring is
Because, like, you know, the judges count the punches that land.
Yeah.
And, you know, sitting in a chair, in a ring, looking at somebody dancing about, throwing punches, how can you possibly see all those punches?
Yeah.
Now, I think that's the one thing that the amateur boxing game has got that they could learn from.
The scoring
because the scoring, the gloves register the punch.
on the head guard, innit? On the headgear.
So in today's goal line technology, why can't you put chips in the gloves?
Yeah.
So when it actually makes contact, you know, and then you take.
But do you know where
it away.
they will combat that with? A lot of judges and a lot of boxing analysts look at it. It's not just the punches that are connecting. It's who's dictating the pace of the fight.
Yeah,
Who's,
yeah. In America,
like, so
yeah.
I could dictate the pace of a fight, but someone might be catching me.
Yeah.
But I'm dictating them. I'm
Okay.
forcing you into corners. I'm forcing you around the ring.
Yeah.
So I'm actually dictating what you're doing. So
But if you're getting beat up,
But then,
that's the argument you have, yeah.
but then is boxing about, you know, that movement and putting people in corners, or is it about boxing? Is it about the actual physical
but
aspect of
you'll hear
landing
a lot of-
punches
you'll hear a
and
lot.
getting those jabs in,
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
those connects?
Just going back on your point about the amateur system, what one criticism of it, is that they never register body punches.
body punches, yeah.
That's
what I was
one
gonna
Yeah.
say.
thing that
Yeah.
people
Body
always
punches
say.
can
Body
that's the one.
punches. When a body punch is landed, that takes wind out.
Talk
of
to us
people.
about an experience. Have you? So you've done boxing before.
Yeah, I've
Tell us about some experiences where you've been in the ring and you've taken some some body punches.
The ones that have actually put me down,
Yeah.
have been body punches. I'm
Okay.
not going to lie and say that face punches. You're expecting that, but just going back onto boxing about the rise in boxing. Just going back into that. I picked up boxing at a time where it wasn't that popular. We had Amir Khan in 2004, who won the silver medal. That was only one athlete. Then I joined it in 2008, where you had people like James DeGale, Billy Joe Saunders. You had a quartet of people who won 8 medals. That's when I picked it up, because I saw it as a way to discipline myself and just channel energy legally in the right places. Let's say that, channel energy legally, in the right places. From 2012, with the rise of, again, you only had one Olympic champion in 2004, Amir Khan. Then you had like 5, 6 in 2008. Then 2012, Anthony Joshua. Now you had like a plethora of champions who came. So that made the rise in boxing come, because a lot of young people, especially in urban backgrounds, decided, let's go into the boxing, because it wasn't only just, the amateur boxing. Okay, you see, there was a pathway clear. You can go in, box at high level, get paid professional. It was the thing of, it was so easy to, turn from amateur to professional. It was easy. It was easy. It wasn't like, there wasn't, in comparison to like team sports, lots of politics that play a role. It was more of, okay, who you are, your style, is it crowd pleasing? And if it was, then people will be attracted to your style, and they will actually pay to see you fight.
Okay.
So that's how, a lot of people got, their reputation. But now there's a time now, because lots of people are now starting to get into boxing, because obviously you see the fitness, you see influences from AJ. It's now getting a little bit more saturated, so it's more harder than it was, let's say, in 2008 or 2004.
Right.
So you're not gonna see that many people get to the levels of Anthony Joshua in terms of commercially. Not saying like in terms of professionally, commercially, because Anthony Joshua, again, he's a good looking guy.
Yes.
He's a heavyweight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it?
You want to speak on that?
Yeah.
Is he a good looking guy? He's what?
He's beautiful. His body, his face.
He speaks well.
What about when he got knocked
Yeah.
Intelligent. That doesn't matter. I'll look after him.
Even when he was on the floor, he was beautiful.
Come, darling. Come.
I think boxing's been crying out for a role model like
Yeah.
AJ.
Do you,
But hold on,
do you think
what
that
about Nicola Adams?
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about
definitely.
Nicola Adams, because this is kind of, she's an equivalent of AJ.
Yeah, definitely.
Women's version of AJ. And the thing is, I think with that one, it's promotion, because you have a dinosaur. Let's call him a dinosaur in Frank Warren. Who is a dinosaur.
I know who he is.
Yeah, he's a dinosaur in terms of how he's promoting. And I think that's played a role in terms of how her development has gone. Because Eddie Hearn, who is a new school promoter, he promotes Anthony Joshua, by the way. He promotes another female boxer called Katie Taylor. And Katie Taylor, if you see the way he's been marketing Katie Taylor, she's getting a lot of traction and a lot of interest, and she's headlining.
We've actually made a film about her.
Yeah, she's headlining.
It's on Netflix,
cards.
right? Yeah.
She's headlining. So obviously,
It's promoting.
his influence, Eddie Hearn, because he's got AJ, one of his massive influence, he's actually started bringing light to the women's boxing game. So obviously now you're seeing more women say, you know what, I don't need to stay amateur where I'm not getting as much money because of sponsorship. Same way athletics go. Let's go into the professional game, because now there's a route for them. And now you've got, again, what helps as well, you've got Carissa Shields, who's in America, who's doing the same thing, making those waves. So boxing, women's boxing.
No, it's big, because even those third world countries as well. You mean it's actually massive.
It's
It
huge.
is. It is.
Huge.
I was just going to say that one of the reasons I think that boxing died off was because of the TV. Because when I grew up, I used to watch Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hitman Hearns,
For free, right?
You know, Roberta Duran on ITV, on the
Yeah.
BBC.
Pay-per-view
Yeah.
killed the game. Pay-per-view killed the game.
Yeah.
But would you
Wigan,
say,
you
sorry to interrupt, would you say football is going down that route because football is becoming very the route to access to watch games is becoming very
It's
expensive.
limited, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pay.
Yeah.
You're having to
Would
pay
you
and
say-
stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's ruining.
I
it's
think
ruining.
with football, the reason football's probably got through that transition better than boxing is because it's a season-long thing.
Yes, it's more consistency,
if you
isn't
bought
there?
A
Yeah.
Sky football package,
Yeah.
and you like football, you're going to get 30 games a year, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas with boxing, you might only get 5 or 6 big fights a year, and
Yeah.
they're £15 to go or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
And I think people begrudge paying that.
Oh yeah, because it's box
You know.
office, isn't
Yeah,
it?
That's
Yeah,
what the
so-
zone. Have you
So-
heard about the zone?
Yeah,
That's what
I've
the
heard
zone's
about
coming
the
in.
zone.
Yeah,
It's even worse in America. It's £100 a fight.
£100 a fight.
Yeah.
You just need to buy the shop front. Or
Yeah,
through the window.
Guys, let's move on to swimming.
Yeah,
Swimming.
swimming.
I just swim in the local pools.
Why do you swim in the local pool?
I like swimming. Swimming's fun.
Would you ever want to take swimming, or did you ever think of taking swimming any
I
further
think
than your local
swimming's-
pool?
I'm nowhere near, I know for in like self just being looking at myself, I'm nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near.
When
Not
did you
even-
start swimming?
Very very late because I'm short sighted.
Mm-hmm.
So from a child, being in water wasn't a comfortable experience. Like being in deep water, I liked feeling like being in water, but I
Yeah.
didn't like being in deep water because I couldn't see very far. That's the thing that
okay,
stops me.
of
So it
course.
was only until I got older, wearing contacts and stuff like that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So I learned to be a better swimmer. It's kind
Okay,
of-
so did you go and get lessons?
Yeah, coaching.
Okay.
Nice, I did that as well. I'm a coach. in
I
swimming
would
as well.
recommend it to
Yeah?
anyone
Yeah.
at any age.
Do you know swimming,
Like
right?
swim.
So the thing with swimming that I can't get my head around is I can't tread water.
I can't tread water.
I can't tread.
There's
You
a
know
lot
what?
of people that can't tread water.
Can you tread water?
Yeah,
Yeah, see,
I
and you
saw
could
one.
tread. See,
You know something? I was
What's
talking
tread water?
to.
well, you can just stay in one
afloat.
spot.
Do you know something?
And
Yeah,
just
I was
move your
talking
legs
to,
and your hands and stay in one
I was
spot.
talking to one of to my coach, and he was saying it's something to do with bone density. So depending on your race, your bones can be more dense, so you're gonna sink. So for me, I can't. You know, like some people can like lay on their back
I can
and
float.
like float.
Yeah,
My
I can
legs
float.
are too dense.
Yeah, and my legs go down.
They just float.
Oh,
They
maybe
just
I've got
float.
dense leg as well.
Yeah, they just like,
You got all
yeah, because he was asking to me like he was asking me, I just lay flat and
Yeah.
float. I was like, literally, I can't. He was like,
Yeah.
"Okay,
I'm in
show
the
me."
same-
And I
I'm in
showed
the
him,
same
and it's
boat.
like- It's like I've never like seen that.
But then again,
Yeah.
sorry, and
Yeah.
it's funny because I liken it to athletics because well, from what I understand about floating is that you have to push your hips up. Your pelvis is
No,
not really-
no, literally, it just.
I
I tried
Well,
It's a
everything.
technique.
do you- and the reason why I even spoke about the about that when it comes to swimming is because I love swimming, right?
Yeah.
But again, the same thing. There's only when you're in the sea, when you're in a pool and it's long distance. There's only so long you can swim for before you get tired, and you just need to
That's
have
a-
a little rest,
that's a-
and you just need to
Are,
tread.
are we talking about the swimming pool or the sea? Because there's an angle involved.
No, because think about it. Think about it. When you're doing laps, right? The last thing you want to do is when you reach halfway where your feet can't touch the ground. Yeah, when you get tired. Honestly, because I've been in a swimming pool with someone, right? And we're doing laps and we're going, right? And I get to a certain place, so like might have gone to the deepest part,
Yes.
and maybe 2 meters from the deepest part, which is still maybe an 8-foot drop or a 9-foot drop, whatever it is. Yeah. At that point, I'm like, I could do it for a rest because I can't even. Do you know what I mean? I'm tired.
But you can't
At
tread
this point, panic starts to kick in, and I'm like, wait a minute,
thing
Jermaine,
is,
you can't tread water. What do I
The
do?
thing is, you're panicking, but you wouldn't if you know how to.
I'm not
you
saying I would
don't-
drown.
No, that's what I'm saying. You don't necessarily. I mean, yeah, you need
The reason-
to tread
the
water,
reason-
but I think it's just.
I'm just saying, in terms of treading water, it's a life-saving skill
That's
to
what
have.
well, you can't go on your back either. So.
I can. So do you know what I do? When I get tired of doing this one, I just do the back flow because the back strokes because I can do that one.
Have
Yeah.
you ever tried
But-
to what happens to your
Okay,
body
so
in a
this
pool
is
when
this is
you-
what happens. This is from holidays.
Yeah.
This is from
You just sing.
people coaching me. This is from a wide variety, of individuals. I had a really good friend from Holland who, I mean, his ancestors must have been dolphins and whales and all that because he he is absolutely amazing at swimming, right? The amount of coaches I've had, and it's like, okay, Jermaine, lay this way, put your hips this way, breathe in this way, do this way. I've had so many different techniques, right? And I would lay like this on my back, and then my leg will just go straight down. Also, treading water, the techniques, and you do this with your legs, and you do this with your hands, whatever. Listen, after one, I'm flapping. I'm going, guys, I'm just going under like this.
I think it's a density thing, and also I do think it's a technique thing, because I think anyone can tread water.
Because look at our parents can tread water.
Yeah, but our parents grew up in the Caribbean where they probably
Had to
were.
tread water.
They probably got chucked in the sea and was like, swim!
Survive.
Swim! You now come over with us.
There's a shark.
There's a shark, swim! You're coconut, you swim. No breadfruit for you, man.
But what I can't understand about treading water, because they used to say you got to do the shape of an 8.
Listen.
Yeah.
Someone told me like you're riding a bike.
Yeah, just a bit.
I've been told so many different things. Was it April Fools when
No, I thought it was Romario.
Some people don't like to see other people prosper, do you know what I mean? Like, you ain't getting no better swimming than me.
I swam at a good level, man.
I tell you a story, right? So on my honeymoon, we decided to go on a little cruise around some islands, right? And when we got up on the boat, it must have been about like 33, 34 degrees heat. So we were all on the top deck of this boat now, and I would say comfortably about maybe between 15 to 20 of us up there. At this point, everyone's having a good time. There's music playing, you can see clear waters, you see like different islands, amazing stuff. All of a sudden, boat stops. Guy comes on the top deck and was like, "Right, guys, so this is such and such a island. It's beautiful for this and da. We're just a mile out from the shore, and at this point, you're free to jump off the boat and dive in, have a swim, okay?" So I go, okay, cool, everyone's there, not moving for a hot second. I'm like, I'm just chilling. Within about 2 minutes or so, I see the first person, because it always takes one first. Then I see the first person, he comes up, he takes his shirt off, and he gets on the top, and he dives in. And then, someone else goes, "Oh yeah, that looks like good." So everyone then goes in. So there's about maybe 3 of us left. I say us because I was one of the 3 that was left on the top deck. And it was myself, an older guy, and a girl. So we were sort of all there, and I'm like, well, I'm thinking the same thing as you guys, because that was a mile away from it's a mile away from shore, right?
Air pressure.
Yeah. So then at this moment in time now, they're all there, and they're all. We're not actually speaking because we're all from different places, so we didn't speak the same language. All of a sudden, they both decide to get up. The older guy jumps in, and I'm like, to the girl, I'm like, you better not move from where you are. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm counting on you not to make me look bad.
So where was Rachel?
She was recording at that point. Rachel's a different, she's smart. Yeah. She got the camera out and she was like, documentary. She was like, documentary, do you know what I mean? So then at that point now, the girl, like she's there, she's contemplating, and she stands up on the top of the boat and she jumps in. So there's me, right, 6'2", right, looking all strapping, because I made sure I was, you can do that extra workout for that honeymoon, and I'm up there thinking. And at the point you see people, I look over and I'm looking at them and they're like, "Come on, kind of thing." And they're all there.
You have a life jacket?
There's no life jacket. Big man and that don't wear life jacket when they're jumping in these things. All of a sudden, Jermaine stands on top of, and I have to use Jermaine in the third person because I wasn't in my, I wasn't in my right frame of mind. So I stand on top of this boat, right, and I look down, and all of a sudden I felt myself falling.
Oh,
right?
You didn't jump, did you?
I felt myself falling, but I wasn't falling in style.
Oh no! You're regretting it.
So this is what happened. Right? I jumped in style, and I've got a picture, right, of me jumping in style.
Okay.
So for history, right, and again, the winners always tell the history, right? So as history has it, Jermaine done this amazing jump, right? But on the way down, right, I sort of said to myself,
I can't swim.
whoa! I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. I can't float, right? And not only did Jermaine just not jump, just a jump and like this, I went distance because I wanted to clear some people that were just coming back to the boat. So I was at least, 5-10 meters away from the boat anyway. As I went down, I promise you, in my head, I said to myself,
I'm gonna die.
Oh my days, right? How am I going to get back to this surface? And furthermore, when I get back to that surface, if I get back to that surface, what am I going to do? So I came up with a plan, right? I don't know, in my head, I came up with a plan that, and I told the plan also, as soon as I went all the way down, right, I must have been doing this for time. I was like, like trying to get back. I know this isn't what you should be doing to get back up, right? I don't know I've never been that deep in water before to know how you're meant to get back up.
Have you watched Aquaman?
No. So I'm doing this to try and float back to the top. And I finally get to the top, right? Panicking. I'm like, okay, I've now got 15-20 people around me going, hey! And this is me. Swimming. I didn't want to go back to the boat because that's just going to look wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like that's going to kill my street cred. I just jumped off the boat. So all I had to do now was just keep swimming around them. So I was like, hey guys, like just swimming in and out of them. Like I was around one. I was like, how you doing? Yeah. I was like, it's nice, isn't it? Back float. Yeah, this is good. Whilst they were all there just going in their little treading water doing that. And that was my experience in sort of, please, like, I need to learn how to tread water. From that day, I was like, I need to know how to float, how to tread water. But that's my experience. I don't know if you lot have any similar experiences with the whole swimming thing, but...
I was a diving board, jumped off the top, and it went well, done the first one, went amazing. Great dive.
Yeah.
Great dive. Like, you know when you're expecting the round over. The 10.
Yeah, 10 come up, yeah.
Done the first one, great. Second one, perfect.
Yeah.
The third one is high, like
okay.
I'm talking like high, like
no, not for me.
Like house high.
No,
so I'm like, alright, cool. I get up there. I'm looking at it from afar. I'm thinking, this is calm. Like I can do this. Got up there now, and it's more stairs. Get to the top now. I look down, I'm like, boy, this is
something.
This is serious. And this is my birthday as well. I done like I done a swimming party in it, like with my friends and all that.
Oh,
and they all down like, yeah, go on, Rom. Man, jumped now, dived. Went so well. It was going. It was like one of them planes. Straight on my front, like just belly flopped, bang, the water. I got out the water and I passed out, like on my birthday. Enough red marks all on my skin.
The thing is, you passed out at the best time.
Yeah, if I passed out in the water or at the top, I would have been it. Got out of the water, passed out.
What were you thinking before you hit the water flat like that? Did you know you were?
I knew it was over. As soon as I started, like I felt my body start to like it was there. Yeah. And then I started to feel my body.
Well, like a leaf.
As soon as I felt my body start to adjust, I said, "That's it, over, done."
Why didn't you tuck in?
No, I should have, but I feel like I could have still. I felt like I could have still recovered the night.
Wanted to recover it. That last minute. On that one, but it didn't happen. I kind of want to touch on equality when it comes to sports, and I guess what are your views on where we've come from in terms of I guess your lifetime, where we've seen sports and the equality that has been represented there to kind of where we are now.
Are we talking about race, gender,
everything? We're talking about race, gender. We're talking about age. We're talking about everything.
This is a big topic, we could go on for days.
We can just give me just give me a few of your points.
The idea is that we've come far, but we haven't really. And it's just been more covered. It's been more like just hidden. So if we're talking about race, racism's always been there in sport, but it's just now starting to become more prominent with people talking out about it, and it's always been there. It's just been hidden, and I think same thing goes for like gender equality and stuff as well. Like women's game versus men's game it's always been there. It's just now becoming because people are starting to talk out about it more, I think it's now becoming more in the like just the eyes of the media and stuff like that. So I don't think we've come that far. I really don't think we've come that far at all. And I still, people who are shocked that it's still around, that just baffles me. Like people who are like, wow, I can't believe he would have said that, or I can't believe this would have happened. I'm like, well,
it's in society.
It's in society. Unless you change it in society, it's not going to change in sport. It's not going to change in sport. So
I think that's the biggest thing.
I think
that's the biggest thing, that at the end of the day, it is about society as well, and not allowing certain behaviour to continue. You know,
definitely. And it's just big changes that needs to be made, like just in terms of the governing bodies and stuff like that.
There should be clamped.
Like I was listening to that. Remember I was saying earlier about the Chelsea women's manager, and she was talking about the women's game and why it's not getting the viewings that it deserves. And it's like, you look at women, and this isn't to downplay women or anything like that. Women are naturally, if we're talking about the human body, smaller than men. Like if you're talking about generalizing, they're naturally smaller. If we talk about, this is the generalizing, can the average woman maybe jump as high as the average man? If we're talking about the population, more you probably know from doing athletics, the answer is probably no. But you put women in the same size goal as the man's game. That doesn't make sense to me. And she was saying that doesn't make sense. Why are the women's diameter of pitches, diameter of goals the same? So that's something that needs to be changed from a governing body to be like, all right, we need to fit the demands of women, of the women's game. So that's something for me that it's like that's a bit of like, do you know what I mean? Like equality is just not.
For football, it's like I feel like the level of fitness that the average woman and speed that an average woman can achieve, I think that it's plenty enough to be able to perform exciting and good football. So when I see people saying like, oh yeah, women can't play football,
it's wrong.
It's just you mean if you're doing it part time, obviously you're not going to be good as a pro.
I don't agree with that view of making the goals smaller. You know, when you're talking about playing for Chelsea girls or women, and you're playing for England women, if we made the goals and the pitch smaller, then there would never be that equality. There'd always be, the goals smaller, the pitch is smaller. And there are women out there who are 6 foot like men. But at the minute they're not playing football, and I think over time, when it gets more popular, people.
I just think it's because it's always been the goalkeeping in the women's game has always been a criticism. It's not so much been the play; it's always been the goalkeeping that. The women's goalkeeping has never. That's always been a criticism. It's never been up to the standards of the men.
But I think in time they will get there.
That standard would go up. To not, I wouldn't say to like to be as good as like De Gea, but I'm saying like it will go up to enough where that's not a problem anymore.
Because
we just need to
because if we're talking about equality here, right, and if we have to talk about again height equality, right? So you've got like in athletics. Right, you've got 6'5", 6'6" guys running, right? But then you also have 5'5" guys running. So it's saying should they get a head start? Should they run? No. That was my argument. But that would be my argument against why should the goals be smaller?
And if you look at the men, even the men's game, if you go back like 20, 30 years. Goalkeepers probably averaged about 5'11". Now they're 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", because dietary is getting better, and training facilities are getting better, and that's going to happen with the women's game. Eventually, more and more women will play, and you'll have a bigger ball to choose from, and then that's when you'll naturally get that size.
What is the world's fastest sprinter for male and female? How do the times compare?
They're different.
About a second difference, right? It's a second difference.
Yeah, so if you say...
What big difference you mean?
It's a second difference. Second's a massive difference.
It's a massive difference, but what I'm saying is like, say you have a team and the slowest person runs a second slower than the fastest person. I mean, it's for a team, for a big range of people, it's not a great difference. What I'm saying is that given enough people entering the sport, I don't think there's going to be a huge difference in terms of speed and.
Well, the thing for me, there was a question that you were asking, and I'm going to turn it on his head. For me, a champion sometimes you don't know who's the fastest in the world. You don't know who's the strongest in the world. You don't know who's the best in the world. It's whoever turns up on the day.
Exactly,
And that's the key.
People to turn up.
That's it. You know. Remember Usain Bolt in the world champs. He full started. You know.
Oh,
and
I think I remember.
you know what I mean?
got DQ'd,
And that's it. And he lost his championship. It's about who turns on the day, who's got the right mindset.
Of course.
And so
Of course.
on. You know.
When we talk about equality, we have to look at politically, who are making the decisions, to bring equality. Because one thing that happens is that an idea gets put across. Oh, we should be doing this and we should be doing that, and we're like, yeah, we should be doing that. But when it comes to the actual implementation and the action, nothing happens. And I think also you have to think about who is making decisions. Like, you can't have one side making decisions for all. Because obviously they're only seeing it from a certain lens and they're thinking, oh yeah, we're doing enough, but then you're looking at thinking, are you really doing enough? So we talk about playing, and also we talk about
it's difficult because at the end of the day, it's like what we've talked about, how much corruption's going on across all sports. You know, and it's like when people get to a certain position, they don't want to lose their status, and they'll do their little backhanders thing. You know, it's like, how do you manage that, and also make sure that you've got the right people in place? How do you get that?
Question is, do you have to look fit to be healthy?
No, because look is you're making it's opinion.
If you say no, tell me why. Or yes or no? Do you have to look fit to be healthy?
I mean, if you've got a six pack, doesn't mean you're healthy.
You have to be fit to be healthy.
I mean, how you get that six pack can make you healthy. If you cheat, starve yourself of carbs, and just get buffed up for a photo, that does not make you healthy.
No.
define fit though, because fit. Are you talking fit in terms of physically?
Look wise.
Physically.
So physically, so you look at someone, and the physicality says, okay, fit, like the definition of a fit person, I guess.
Okay.
Well,
or in the eyes of
that fight last week should have told you your answer.
No, but
Anthony Joshua looked physically fit.
Yeah, but people have different body types. Like you have ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph. So everyone has different body types. It's not because that's how people are built physically. They have different body types. So you have a mesomorph who looks fit. You have an endomorph that looks fit. You have an ectomorph that looks fit. They all look different. Like a fit endo, looks different from a fit meso. They all fit. But
they're fit.
They're fit. You know what I mean? So it's just dependent on body type. So there's not a specific look.
But in this society in 2019. And I guess this is one I've thrown to Cerecia as well, because in 2019, when it comes to sports, when it comes to the limelight of social media and entertainment and everything, when you actually look at adverts and all the rest of it that actually portray what fit is, the body type of a fit person is what?
It's always slim toned, body defined. But like, you'd look at me and be like, oh yeah, no, she looks really fit. Ask me to run. I can't run.
Okay.
To do a long distance, don't ask me to do it. There's no point. So I would say I'm not fit in that sense.
Okay.
Just it's the body type.
I'm going to throw in as well, because part of the equality which we didn't touch on is disabilities.
Yeah, true.
You know, because you've got people who've got missing limbs, or
of
but
course.
they are fit.
Okay.
You know, stronger and better and faster than the
True.
average person day to day. So that whole physique looking slim, that doesn't.
But half of them that you see like on Instagram and stuff like, they're not actually fit. Their body's probably toned. You've got less fat and stuff.
Do you know what I think?
fit.
I think the pursuit of someone looking thing, I think it's a remnant of how humans would pick a mate. And I know it's quite controversial, but you look at someone, you look at their physiology, and you say, okay, they look fit, they must be healthy. And I think in society we haven't really lost that. Why do we think that? Why is it that we put that as such a gold standard? I think it's good that we're talking about it, because I mean, anyone at a certain shape or size can be healthy.
Yeah, true.
Healthy isn't it? Your diet's well, so 80% is supposed to be your diet.
Mm-hmm.
The rest is you. Okay, you go and gym. If you don't eat well, then you're not going to be fit.
No. Okay.
Because like your organs, your inside is not fit, and that's the thing about it.
Yeah, because your body has to. Your body. It's okay to be slim, but your body has to have the framework for it to be efficient. It has to be your blood vessels or whatever. It has to adapt, and it has to be able to supply blood to your muscles and stuff. And if you haven't trained, and if you're just slim, you're not fit.
Okay, go on.
Yeah,
and you have to take in genetics as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like if the majority of your family is all slim, most likely you are going to be slim. If your family's big, then you are going to be big.
Yeah, no, genetically, like again, you have people who are skinny that obviously, as you say, you're looking at them, you're thinking they're fit, but then obviously if you get them to run a mile, they can't do it. I remember a couple of years ago, I think back in 2009, 2010, went to do some physio work experience, and there was a referral where people were referred to because they were deemed not healthy. And I remember I had the perception of, it's going to be all fat people. There was one skinny lady that was there, and I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
And then the physician was saying to me, look, again, it's not about how you look on the outside, it's if you're on the inside as well. You have to take that in the factor as well, because if you can't run a mile or you can't do certain things, that's a problem.
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me on this topic, or topics I should say, sports, health and fitness. We had a lot to say, and I think we have a lot to say still. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. Until the next time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, guys. Hello, welcome to another episode of Jay's Big Chat with me, your host Jermaine, aka Jay. Joining me, I've got some very special guests. We have Hamza, Dante, Nevaeh, Jaya, Harvey, and Tiana. Guys, welcome.
Hi.
Are you ready to chat?
Yeah.
Yeah? So you guys have taken over my show, and it's no longer Jay's Big Chat, but today is what?
Jay's Little Big Chat.
Jay's Little Big Chat. Who likes to chat?
I'm a chatterbox.
Who's a chatterbox?
Me.
Yeah?
No, I talk shit.
What do you like talking about? What do you like chatting about?
I like talking about lots of things, including of food, or toys, or phone, or iPhone, or Roblox, or Minecraft, or laptop, or iPhone. Wait, you ready?
You said iPhone twice.
You really? I like talking about. I guess I like iPhones.
You do like iPhone. Okay. But you say that you like doing the dances, and you're the best dancer when it comes to Fortnite.
I only like the dances. I don't like the game.
Okay. How about you all show me your best Fortnite dance? One at a time. So come sit. One at a time. You go first. And what's that one called?
S1E8.
Okay, Dante, what's your favorite dance? And that is? Nevaeh?
Oh.
And that one is?
Orange Justice.
Orange Justice. Shay, what's your favorite dance?
She's trying to do
And what's that one called? The Floss. There we go. And Harvey, what's yours? Hey. And that one's called? The Hype. And Tiana? Hey. And that is? The L.
You've got to do a round.
We gotta do a round of applause. Woo! Well done, guys.